a few people joining us last minute, so I would like to wait for them, let's say 2-3 minutes more, and then we can start. In the meantime, just to make sure that everything is working fine, can anyone please let me know that you guys can hear me fine, and that you guys can also see the screen with the DJI logo, ACRE logo, and Exanter logo, just to make sure everything's working, and everything will be working. So if anyone can just write all good in the chat window or in the questions window, that would be appreciated. Okay, David, Jan, good. Thank you very much, guys. Well, that being said, let's wait a couple of minutes and then we'll kick off. All right, so as I just said a few minutes ago, I would like to welcome you all to this webinar. Good morning. Good morning. I can see that you guys can hear me well. So let's just start, because we have a lot of interesting things to talk about. We also want to give you some minutes at the end of the presentation to ask your questions. So as you can see here, we have a together webinar, a joint webinar with DJI, ACRE, and Exanter, and we're going to introduce ourselves first. Today we're going to be talking about how to conduct automated inspections of photovoltaic plants with the Matrice 300 RTK, which is our latest enterprise platform, the flagship platform for DJI. And as you can see here, well, my name is Eduardo Rodriguez, and I am the Enterprise Product Manager for DJI Europe. So just in a few words, I'm the person responsible for everything related to product-wise within the enterprise portfolio. Together with me, I have the presenters. I have Cesar Martinez, who is the representative from ACRE Soluciones in Spain, one of our enterprise distributors in Spain, and he will be presenting what the Matrice 300 RTK is about. And then I also have Ignacio Bullón, who is the CEO of Exanter, the leader in photovoltaic inspections. And I'm sure that he will be telling us more about the different workflows, how solar panel inspections can be performed with thermal imagery and whatnot. So that being said, and before kicking off, I would just like to give you a few guidelines to make sure that everything works fine. So in terms of a schedule, we have 1 hour allocated today. Cesar's presentation, so the Matrice 300 presentation, will be quite brief, just basically covering different touch points that are going to be important for this type of operations. The presentation, that part of the presentation should be 10-15 minutes, and then Ignacio will take over talking about the workflows and whatnot, and that will be around, say, 25-30 minutes. So that would give us a few minutes at the end of the presentation to basically answer your questions. Regarding questions, just please, you can just type them anytime within the questions section. And as said, at the end of the presentation, we will go one by one answering them. Yes, the presentation will be recorded. So in case you guys have the need to have a look at it afterwards, no problem. And we can also share the presentation afterwards with you. So that being said, I will give the word to Cesar, who will tell us more about the Matrice 300 RTK. Cesar?
Okay, thank you,
Your
Eduardo.
turn.
Thank you. Okay, we will see that the Matrice 300 RTK it's the perfect tool for this type of inspections with great advances. First of all, we are going to tell you the best functions that the Matrice 300 RTK has for this type of inspections. And later, we will talk about the workflow, the results, delivery of documentation, and reports of the photovoltaic inspections. Superior performance. Since we open the transport case, we can see that the assembly of the drone is more quick and easy. Thanks to the inverted position, we can mount the landing gear and the camera before takeout from the case. His folding design makes it more light and safe. Improved flight time with 36 minutes with the H20T camera, for example. In the case that we fly without payload, we can have more than 50 minutes. Thanks to this new charging battery station, you have all-in-one solution, charge and transport. It can transport up to 8 TB60 batteries and 4 WB37 batteries. Less than 1 hour is enough to charge 2 TB60 batteries and 1 WB37 battery. Thanks to this quick charge and the increased autonomy of the Matrice 300 RTK, we can say that it allows continuous flight. In addition, we can update firmware to all batteries at the same time connected to the charger. One of the new functions that give us more operative time is the hot swappable battery change. It allows to change the batteries without turning off the drone. We don't have to wait some things like reload GPS, satellites, or inertial sensors. We simply change each of the 2 batteries separately to have always energy in the drone. Now, the transmission between the drone and the remote controller are more safe with the new DJI Enterprise transmission system. Up to 8 kilometers in open areas. Image transmission in 1080p HD. Triple channel video supports allow you to have 3 video feeds at the same time. AES 256 encryption for flight control and video transmissions is now one of the most used and secure systems. We can increase the amount of sensors. Now we can have up to 2.7 kilos of payload capacity for a total maximum takeoff weight of 9 kilos. Now we can have 3 gimbals connected working together. There are different DJI payloads compatible, but for the most of the inspections, the H20T camera can help us a lot, with 4 built-in sensors that increase all his potential with augmented reality and artificial intelligence. Zoom, wide thermal camera, and the laser rangefinder. Also, we have an integrated user interface that allows change between cameras faster than other systems. It helps you to maintain the situational awareness. Six, direction obstacle sensing with the capability of customize the range of the detection and brake with visual and TOF sensors. This is something that our clients in ACRE have been asking us for a long time. We can work in every situation. IP45 provides flight during the rain. The ESC located in the body are now more protected. His wind resistance is 54 kilometers per hour. South, rugged, and reliable platform. To improve security, the Matrice 300 RTK incorporates flight control sensors that work together. IMU, barometer, compass, and RTK antennas. With the advanced dual control, the pilots now can share the flight control. For example, to extend the distance range of flights. In the case of motor or ESC malfunction, the three propeller emergency landing maintain the control to land safely. His FPV camera works even when the payload is not functioning properly with 960 pixels of resolution. The AEV receiver provides information of the presence of manned aircraft within a radius of 20 kilometers. You have all-in-one solution to check all the modules in the drone in a fast way before the flight. In the case that we need to inspect a special zone, we can do a manual flight recording, waypoints, making photos, and after the Matrice 300 RTK plays the same mission automatically using all the precision that gives us the RTK technology. Spot check let us use all the potential of the artificial intelligence with the 820T camera. We can choose what we find for the next inspection. In the FPV camera, we can extend, we have an extend primary flight display with a lot of information of the telemetry data. These are some things that the Matrice 300 RTK give us to improve our inspections. To continue with our presentation, we have Ignacio with his workflow. Ignacio, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, let me give you the control. Okay.
Okay.
There you are.
Hello to everyone. Thank you for coming to this webinar. And now, after the presentation of Cesar, I'm going to explain a little bit what is the workflow that we use in Exanter and how we get the advantages of the usage of DJI equipment. Well, as you know, the PV market is a huge market that is around 600 gigawatts around the world, and every year is increasing his capacity around 100 to 115 gigawatts per year. So we got increase of 10 to 15% every year, and it's expected that during the following at least 5 years, the growth of this market will continue the same. So we have an important market that is with good health that is increasing. Within this market, or within the operations and maintenance activities of this type of installation, the thermography inspection of the plant is really important, because the difference, differently from another technology, here in the proper module, the electricity is directly produced. So if one module is failing, you are directly losing this production. So this inspection what allows you to detect which are the defects in the installed panels and which are the action that the owner or the operator of the plant has to follow. This inspection, as I was saying, allows to the client to analyze which is the loss of production of the plant, decide also which are the corrective maintenance action that they have to take, or change panel, or make IV curves, or make any kind of injection. So there is really important to the owners of the plants and the operator, and also allows to support potential claims to the panel manufacturer in terms that there is something that is failing or is not covered by the warranty of the supplies. In this thermal inspection, is really important the resolution of the images that you have taken at site, because the resolution probably is one of the key factor of this to later on to do the analysis of the image. Even you have, according to the code that is applicable to this inspection, the IEC 62546, the maximum resolution that the code allows you is 3 centimeters per pixel. Of course, you can do it with a maximum resolution that many companies try to do like that, but at the end, if you do with a higher resolution, you reduce the time to get the image at site, but of course you reduce the quality of it. And the quality of the image affects directly of the result of the inspection from the quality point of view, of course, but what is more important from the quantity point of view. So the resolution of the image is and the definition of the image condition the results of the inspection. If you don't have enough quality in this image, the temperature measure is not accurate. How is conditioned this quality of the image? One is the resolution of the camera, and one that affects directly of the resolution, and the stability of the drones also helps or conditions the definition of the image. According to the International Energy, I'm going to make a brief explanation of the type of defects that you can find in a PV plant, the more common, and then later on we will enter more in detail in the workflow. Okay, this type of defects, according to the International Energy Agency, you can find from hot cell, that is, each panel is made by different cells, so you are losing direct power with degradation over time. You can have only hot spot, or even you can have in the melted fuse, you can have one string disconnected, so at the end you have an important loss of power production. You have also broken panels. You can detect also if one panel is dirty, so you have a temporary loss of power of the panel, or the panel is manufactured with 3 diodes that if 3 of them are failing, so you have a disconnected panel, so you have the total power loss in that panel. You have also fails of bypass diode, that is only one diode is failing, and you can have also PNID, is potential inducing degradation in caused or induced by potential, And of course, what is very common in the PV plant installation is the shade that can be caused by vegetation growth that you have around the plant, or even you can have you have to detect some problems that could appear in the plant as backtracking. Previously, the PV plants around the world were really small or with not so big dimension. We were talking about plants of dozens of megawatts, and this inspection could be done manually. The problem or the issue is that according to the growth of this market, the size of the plants are increasing amazing. And we are talking about hundreds of megawatts, even in the case, even gigawatts. So when you have this kind of plants, you cannot use doing them manually and later on to do manually this analysis of this image, because we are talking about 100,000 of panels to be inspected, 100,000 of images to be analyzed, and of course the time to take this. So that is the reason why the market make an evolutions to do these inspections with drones, because give a huge advantage in the moment of take the image and later on to analyze them. From in Exanter, we have one particularity is that we got an agreement to use ACRE satellite network high-resolution image to do this inspection, including the flow work. At the end, ACRE is one of the leadership around the world with satellite image that has a resolution around 3 centimeters per pixel that give us a lot of advantages. The first one is that they allow us to do the accurate flight plans prior to go to site. That is important in normal and existing plans, but it's even more important in the plans that are new constructed, because we have this advantage. As you know, if you go to one commercial tool as Google Earth or something like that, this image are refreshed, but not as is done, or we got that image from the ACRE. I put you one example with here that is with one client that we have made some works in Mula project, that is the largest PV plant in Europe, that we are talking about 493 megawatts. You can see the image in the top is the image taken from ACRE, and you can see where how is the plant is already constructed, and the same image is taken on September 18th, and you see in the Google Earth Pro this plant does not exist. Okay, with this information we can prepare accurate flight plans that allows us to detect site obstacles during the flight, any kind of vegetable growth, and of course the accurate to create all this plan. Another very important issue that this mapping with satellite mass allows us is to do a mapping, an inventory of the panels that has to be inspected at site, even without going any visit to the site. This image that you see here is a plant here in Spain, where according to or using this satellite image, we have made the inventory of all the panels that has to be inspected, and we can use it to also to name each panel according to the naming that the client requests to us. Okay, that is a very good advantage in order to later on to do the analysis. And of course, you have all these panels with a geoposition inside the platform. Okay. So once that we got located the plant, we have the ortho photo from satellites. We have made the inventory of the PV plant with all the panels. We do the flight plans. We use, as we said, we use the satellite image, and we use a precise digital terrain model in order to carry out the flight plans in a precise way that allows us to have accurate information during the taken during the flight, save cost because we have not to repeat the flights or the image take at site that many times as happens. And once that the software prepare the flight plans, we transfer to a KML extension file that we use with the DJI pilot software on the Matrice 300. So we got the inventory of the site, we got the flight plans, and now we have to go to site with our pilots to take the thermography and the RGB image. We have used it many drones, and we try to always to use the state-of-art equipment. And of course, in the last few months, we are using this Matrice 300 RTK. Okay. Well, I think that we have to say that the advantages that we have got with this equipment are amazing. We have reached more up to 40 MVP megawatts per day at the work. There are a lot of advantages that I'm going to try to tell some of them. Okay, here you have a small video of a work of a plant that we did with Matrice 300. It's recorded with another drones, also another DJI drone, and you can see the stability of the equipment. That is one of the big importance of the key features of the equipment. That I told you at the beginning of this presentation is really a key factor in order to get proper image and to increase the resolution and the definition. The stability of the drones is really important. Okay, what advantage we found in the Matrice 300 RTK? Well, we, due to the high autonomy that, as Cesar explained, is with the camera already installed, is we have tested. This is effective one is around 35 minutes. We can reduce the number of home usage during the inspection. Remember the picture that I showed you regarding Mula plants. From one side to another, we are talking about 8 kilometers. Okay, 8 kilometers. That is not in the city, so to go from one side to another, you are not. It's a rural roads, and it's not so easy. So as much as you reduce the home, is the inspection time taken at site is reduced, so you are saving cost. The other issue that is important is, well, always following the conditions made by the Spanish legislation. We have made increase the distance of the drone from the home until 2 kilometers. We have used other drones where this distance we got from 400 to 500 meters, and in others even the maximum was 800 meters from the distance from the pilot. Of course, again, it makes that is conditioned directly the time that we are at site, and of course the cost. As I said, and as you saw in the video, the stability increased the definition of the image. That is something that is one of the targets when we take the image outside. Other important issue is that the possibility to have at the same time take pictures from RGB and thermal cameras also gives a huge advantage in front of our clients, and I will show you in the following slides. Other issue that is really important is the possibility to continue the flight from the last point when you one battery is consumed. As I told you, our target is to reduce the number of homes because you don't have to make all the installation of the drone, and then you have less idle time during the day. With the possibility to continue the flight exactly in the same point that you return the drone to your home, this possibility allows you to also to save time. Exactly the same that with the hot change of the battery. The possibility that gives you these equipment to not to switch off the equipment and to do the change of the battery with the equipment in operation when that returns to homes, it makes a lot of save time during the inspection. And the other issue that also Cesar explained is that is very important also for the client is the availability of the huge number of sensors or the increase of the sensor compared with other equipment that this Matrice 300 has increase the safety, and it's something very important, but to our personal and also for the installation. Okay, here you can see an example of how the big importance of the RGB high definition image that can be taken at the same time that the thermal ones. With this RGB high definition image, you can save some visual inspection of the plant. You can see with this image taken with the drone, you can detect that one panel is broken. Okay, of course you can take it also from the thermal image, but in some case, some defects requires this visual inspection because it could be any doubt, some doubt that is a broken panel or it's a several hot cells. So if you check with the RGB high definition image, then you can check absolutely without no doubt that this is a broken panel. You could see that the definition of the image is amazing. Okay, you have here some picture of the equipment, and later on we got the inventory, we make the flight plans, we make the capture of the image at site, and what is important now is how we analyze this image that we have taken. Imagine that we have a plant of 400 megawatts, and imagine that we have 1.5 million of panels, and you have to analyze manually this huge amount of image. Is impossible or takes a lot of time. What we have done is we have developed jointly with GOI, a partner company, this platform that is called eSolar. That is a platform that uses artificial intelligence to detect defects and to classify the relevance of this image taken. This platform gives a big advantage to the client. At the end, we use the artificial intelligence. So they use the satellite image in order to get a geoposition of every panel. Then he cross with the image taken from the drone. That, according to the Matrice 300, also we increase the accuracy of the position of every image taken. So the tool or the software what does is match these two issues and detects the defects that we have. What is important is as we use an artificial intelligence software is that at the end we are creating as a community of thermography, where each client, of course, always with the GDPR compliance and without sharing the information from one client to another, only with the machine learning of the proper tool, he is learning how the inspection and the result, the analysis is done. And as long as Exanter gets more client and do more inspection, the tool is increasing the efficiency of the results that they are getting. Okay, so you are creating like a community of thermography. And imagine that you have a plant in Australia or in South Africa where there is one client that has detected that there is new defect that they want to analyze, that they want to train the machine to detect this panel because they have seen that gives them a lot of loss of productivity, a lot of production. Then any other client that use our e-solar platform, they will get the advantage of this client that has trained this machine. So at the end, you are not only using a software, you are using a software and getting advantage of many other people that are using this software. I think that is really important. Any client, what they have is web access to the results of these plans, is a private access to this client with a GDPR compliance and with a dashboard that can be customizable to its client. One company can have registered or all the plans that they wanted in the system, but any plant has his special dashboard for each plant. We got a special high definition satellite image, and we have other possibilities to document station storage possibility. What is important to that is that with only a web access that the operance and maintenance people can have with a PDA or a mobile or a tablet or whatever, they can use it to go to site and to check the operance, the corrective action that has to be done at site. Only with that, they have the satellite image that we can see with a proper, with a good definition, where is the defects, where can they do the action. Of course, they can have also other documentation for maintenance that is interesting, and the results are presented with marketing this satellite image, as you can see in the slide. Every defect that appears in the plant, you can click on it and you get the photo with marking, which is the temperature, which is the thermal gradient, which is a classification of this defect. Every defect has one thermal photo, and you can make different filters to this list of defects that the plant has. Of course, can be export to Excel, can be export to PDF, and what is important also is that you have a tool that can make a comparison between the same plant in the different years. Okay, what we provide is a complete tool to manage all your thermography and your O&M activities. What is important also to say is that these are not the results only to the results got from the software. So it's not the output only of the software without no critical revision of our people. Once that, and if you know how artificial intelligence works, you have to train it, and you have to detect some false positive. And we got our people that all of them working like verifiers are thermographers with his qualification according to ITC. They are checking all the results that the software are getting, and they are training the machine. This is a very big advantage for the client, because at the end you don't have only a result from a software. At the end you got some you have the confidence that the result getting from the software has been verified from someone that has experience in thermography. That, as I told you and I show you with all the defects in the slide of the defects, is very important and has a lot of consequences. Okay, and as direct consequences in the production of the plant. So at the end, you are using the expertise of Exanter in the solar market, and all the years that we have been with expertise in this operations and maintenance and in the thermography field. So the results presented to the client has the advantages of the accuracy of the satellite image, the performance of the state of art of the drones we use it, especially the Matrice 300 RTK, that improves the resolution of the image, and the artificial intelligence to manage this amount of information that is required and to analyze this amount of information that is huge, and of course the experience and expertise of the people from our people from the solar field and the thermography. So this is the workflow that we use it in Exanter jointly with DJI equipment, and I think I hope that this could be interesting for all of you.
Okay, Ignacio, thank you. Let's continue with the question and answers turn. Sorry, Eduardo, are you there with us?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Here I am.
Okay, well, okay, let's start. First of all, can it be carried or carried on luggage on airplane? Well, I think that we can carry on airplane, but the drone in his case, in his suitcase, but not the TV60 batteries. Can you remember, Eduardo, why we cannot transport these batteries in airplane?
Yes, so yeah, as Cesar said, you can actually carry on the drone itself as a carry-on luggage, but you can't do that with batteries. You cannot even check in the batteries because the amount of power that they contain is way over the limits for any airliner. So they can only be shipped by ground, so by trucks, by cars, with all the specific paperwork done, but it can definitely not be on a plane.
Okay, next question. What is the flight height with the Matrice 300H 30T? So that, sorry?
Yes, well, at the end, the height of the flight depends of the resolution that you wanted to do or you required to do the flight. And the resolution of the camera, okay, is not the same if you have a 19 millimeters camera or you add 13 or whatever. It depends of the resolution of the camera and the resolution that you wanted in the picture, in the image that you wanted to take.
Yeah, if you refer to the capacities of the drone, the height, the limited height of the fly, the with the Matrice 300, it's 500 meters, electronically limited. Yeah. Next question. What is the difference with Mavic Pro FLIR camera? Yeah, it's the first, the main difference is the resolution. In the Mavic, we have 116. I think that it's okay. 116 pixels. It's FLIR lepton sensor, and in the Xfinity camera, you have 640 pixels of resolution.
Yeah, and actually on top, I mean, that's only when it comes to thermal resolution, but we could also be talking about RGB resolution or even about the aircraft specifications. So just to give you an idea,
yeah,
the Matrice 300 RTK can fly in winds up to 15 meters per second, while the Mavic, if I'm not mistaken, I think is 10 meters per second. So the Matrice will always provide you a much wider spectrum of conditions where to fly, and also in terms of data acquisition, data processing power, etc.
Okay. Well, Ignacio changed the slide before continuing with the question time. I would like to invite you to our next digital event, ACRE Virtual, where you can see different webinars of all that we can offer in ACRE. Okay, let's continue. Okay, if this is for you, Ignacio, what overlap % do you recommend for flights?
Well, our overlap is very reduced. It's not in the north-south. It's only to lateral overlap, and is around 20%. That is one of the difference in front of other competitors. So you save the time of the flights.
Okay. Next question. For you too, what platform software is used to create KML file or automated flight missions?
Yes, as I said, Mike, we use our own software with the satellite images and the DTA model. We create the waypoints, and we correct also the height, and this also is created within our own software, the eSolar platform.
Okay, and to continue. To continue with this, the same question, what app is then used, DJI Pilot, of course, to fly automated mission? Of course, DJI Pilot has his own KML automated mission to charge and start to fly. And yes, do you have the control of the gimbal pitch, or to change the stability of the gimbal of the single axis trackers? Yeah, of course.
Well, it's important, Mike, also to say to Mike that, of course, this is important to say that the flight plans is not the same if you have a fixed structure plant or you have a trackers, single axis trackers, and this is adapted, and of course is corrected. It depends of the hours in the time of the day that is inspection is done. The only thing that we needed is the plant is in operation. We do not affect to anything to the plant, and we adapt to how the plant is in operation. That is important. We don't affect to anything to the owners of the plant.
Okay. And next, I thought that it's for you too. Are you saying that you can do a Mavic fly over once and then after the software and satellite can detect any failures in the future?
No. Of course not. What we are saying is that we make we make the mapping of the installation, and you have to do the flight of the drones because, of course, the satellites doesn't have the capacity to do the thermal image. Okay, so you need to how to use the drones to take this image, and then to cross to get into the software to analyze this image. But any time that you can have to detect defects in the plant, you have to do a flight with drone.
Okay, and next question for you too. Did you try include SCV-UV solar vine ultraviolet inspection in a PV? Okay, Ignacio.
No. At this moment, it's something that any client has not asked, so we haven't worked with that.
Okay. Next question. For solar inspection, this is something that you're answering. Okay. Can Exanter software detect faults automatically in PV cell?
No, it's the other. It's another one previously. No, for solar inspection, what height of DJI M300 and H20 do you recommend to fulfill with the code? It depends. It depends of again. It depends of the camera that you use, the resolution of the camera. But with that, we are talking about around 30 meters of height.
Okay. No more questions?
No, the other one is there is one that is indicated. Can Exanter software detect faults automatically in PV cell? Yes, that is how it works. We use the drones software. We introduce all the information, the drones image we include in the software, and they detect the defects. Of course, later on are verified by our people, but the detection of the faults are made by the software.
Okay, please change slide, Ignacio. Okay, Eduardo?
Yes, and before closing up, I would like to clarify one of the questions because I can see that people keep asking about the H20T camera. So at the moment, the Zenmuse H20T is not really recommended for solar panel inspections, and it is not because of the hardware, which is literally perfect for it, but it's more on the software side because at the moment, the radiometric data generated, the thermal radiometric data generated with the H20T, it is not compatible with third-party applications that can deal with that data to generate reports or to generate evaluations or even analyze it. So at the moment, the way this better works is with the XT2, which is the FLIR camera, well, FLIR and DJI camera with FLIR radiometric sensor. And I hope that answers your question, Mortaza. So that being said, if there are no other questions, I think we can close up. We can wrap up for today. If there is any other question in the future, I can see that we have here ACRE's and Exanter's email addresses. So you guys just feel free to drop them a line. If there is any DJI question, you can ask ACRE, and they will happily forward me the email. And that's it from my side. I don't know if Cesar or Ignacio have something else to add.
There is another question. No? Did you mention inspection distance drones PV panel? Yes, as I told, it depends of the focal distance of the camera, and of course that is has relation with the resolution of the camera, and at the end the resolution that you will like in the image taken. But to fulfill the code that we were talking, the 3 centimeter per pixel, we were talking approximately between 25 and 35 meters of height. Well, it's the same question that Hoslo made.
Mm-hmm. All right. So yeah, I cannot see any other question coming in. So fantastic, we're just in time. And yeah, well, as said, any question, just please refer to those email addresses. The webinar is being recorded, so we can share it afterwards with you guys if you're interested. And that's it. That's everything from my side. Cesar, Ignacio, all good then?
Yes, thank you very much to everyone, and thank
Fantastic.
you very much to ACRE and DJI.
Thanks everyone, and thank you too. Have a good day. Bye.